Good morning, friends. This is Sharon Brennan. I'm Cottage Lane Stamper. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the U.S. And today I wanted to show you a card. I've seen a lot of tower cards lately, and Karen Titus had one the other day, and hers was really cute. It was with Christmas themed paper, the one that's coming out in the new mini catalog that's being released August 3rd of 2021, and it'll go through December of 2021. It's also a celebration time too during August and September, so I'll put more of that on my blog later. But a tower card is a card that kind of stands by itself, and I thought it was so cute, and I wanted to make one. It's got like 4 different sides. Kind of folds over like that, so no matter where you're looking at it from, you can see a greeting, which I thought was pretty. This one I made wrong actually, because this panel here is supposed to be sticking out over there, and so this one is actually done wrong. And as you can see, this is, this is about 5.5 inches wide, I think. Yeah, 5.5 by 5.5, and so it won't fit in one of our A2 envelopes. You'd have to get a bigger envelope to put it in. So this one is like my first attempt, and I used Beauty of the Earth paper. So I showed you my mistakes. So then I attempted to make one that was smaller, and this one is actually made right, where the panels come out alternately, as you can see, and I put a message on each little one, each side, and I used a hand-penned DSP for this, a Misty Moonlight, and I thought this turned out pretty well. So on each side there is a sentiment, and I wanted something maybe for people that are in the hospital, or that are lonely, or it could be for a birthday, or congratulations, retirement, whatever you wanted. And you can put your own little messages on. You can handwrite them, or you can find Bible verses, or just the stamped sentiment. Now I use some retired ones here. This one is, I can't remember, it's retired anyway. This one is actually from Daisy Lane. This is not retired. This one is from a retired set that has two old people on it. It's called Off to Adventure, something like that. And I made a retirement card with it the other day. But I wanted to make something actually, and this one is also 5.5 inches wide. So obviously my attempt to make it smaller did not work. I changed the dimensions, but it still came out the same size. So I wanted to do something that would fit into an A2 envelope. And I saw a lady from Holland, or the Netherlands, and she made this card here. Well, not this format, I should say. And I like it because it's still a tower card, and it fits in an A2 envelope. So this one is 4.25 by 5.5. So this one will fit in an envelope. I did do a little bit of changing, made it a little bit more work, but I kind of liked the 4-sided aspect to it of the other two. So I'm going to show you how I did this one, and I'll put the instructions. I'll actually do a PDF that'll be available as one of my downloads for a nominal fee on my website. And my website is cottagelanestamper.com. I just changed it, so I'm getting used to it. So anyway, and you'll have links to all the things that I use. Now this paper I used it's called Europeach, and I paired it with the artistic gallery, I believe it is, stamp set. Yeah, art gallery, sorry. I paired it with this one. I stamped these images here and die cut them. This one obviously is, I stamped it in clips of coral and then old olive, the whole image, and then die cut it twice and attached them together. This one is only attached at the top here and at the bottom. But I'm going to do the same format using the same paper pack. I'm using Euro Peach, but I'm using the reverse sides. So, and I'm also using this stamp set Daisy Lane. So let's get started. There's a bit of cutting to prep for this. So I'll have all the dimensions, as I said, on my instruction sheet, and I've adapted it so it will fit into an A2 envelope. So here we go. We're going to need a piece of basic white cardstock, and this is for the stamped images for the daisies. We're going to do the small daisy from that set. And so this piece is 4 by 4. Then you will need 2 different DSPs. This is actually the reverse side of the Euro Peach. And I'm using 8 pieces that are 4 1/8. 4 by 1 1/8, I'm sorry. And 8 pieces that are, did I cut those wrong? Nope, I did those right. 4 pieces in white that are 4 by 1 1/8. And then 8 pieces that are 1 by 3 3/4. 4 pieces, this is, I've changed this up a little bit, so this is where it's a little different from hers. And it was in Dutch, so I had to kind of, and in centimeters, so I really kind of had to guess at what she was saying. Excuse me. I am Dutch, but I don't speak Dutch, so. Anyway, 4 pieces that are 5 1/2 by 1 1/4, and then 1 piece, this will make our tower, that is 6 1/2 by 5 1/2. And we are going to score that. I'll bring my scoreboard out here. So it was a little bit difficult for me to try to convert them to centimeters. I did as best as I can. So we're going to score this at 1 1/2 on the long side here. 1 1/2 and 3, 4 1/2 and 6. So, and if you want to do that on your paper trimmer, you sure can. So actually this does go together quite easily once you get all the little pieces cut. So we're going to burnish these score marks here, and this will help it to stand up a little bit better. And I'm going to use tear and tape on this because you want a nice strong adhesive. So we're going to put some tear and tape right here along the edge. I'm just going to cut that off. You can actually just tear it, but and then I like to actually run my bone folder, because I find that if I do that, it makes it a little bit easier to peel this off. So then we're going to just take this and fold it right on itself. Oh, I got a little bit of tape there. I am going to try and tuck that in there if I can. There we go. So this is going to be our back side with the seam. So now I'm going to take these pieces that are 4 pieces that are 5 1/2 by 1 1/4, and I'm going to put these on the panels. And I did that after the fact here, so they kind of hide some of that background paper. So we're going to take a little glue And we're going to put these on, and I love this. This is Balmy Blue, by the way. And I love this DSP, this Euro Peach. I'm not really one for the fruity kind of papers. I know we have had a few of them. They're just not my cup of tea, so to speak. But I love the blues in this. And some of the other flowers. Like, I love this pattern and these flowers here. So, well, here's this pattern too. I love this one. So it's got some beautiful flower patterns in it. And actually I ordered the DSP, and then I liked it so well I decided to order the bundle afterwards. So I'm waiting on that. It's not going to be here for a couple days yet, but I wanted to show you this. So I used to do Tuesdays at 2 at Central Time, Facebook Live. And I was using an iPhone and I was having trouble with it, so I just decided to do pre-recorded videos instead. So we've got that down. Now we're going to take, this one's going to be a little bit different in that I'm going to take my, oh, did I forget to cut some pieces? I did. Okay, well, here we go. We need some Balmy Blue, and we need, let's see, I've got my notes here. We need 8 pieces that are 4 1/4. So I'm going to cut this at 4 1/4 here. Cut that little strip, and then they are going to be 1 1/4. So I like to use, when I'm doing little like 1-inch ones, I like to use the cutting guide on the right side. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, will she make it? 7, 8. So that was from a piece of cardstock that is was 11 by 4 1/4. So now we have these little guys here. Let's set this aside for now, and we're going to start attaching our DSP. So to the back of each one, we're going to put one of these. I can get these up. And I will do this and speed up the video so you don't have to watch this whole thing. There. Now, if you don't want to do that step, you can eliminate it, and it will save you a little bit of DSP. Excuse me. I just think that it gives you a more finished card. See on here, I didn't do these. So I just think it gives it a more finished look on the back side. So now we're going to flip these over, and we're going to take the white pieces that are the same size, 4 by 1 1/8, and do the same thing. There. So this will be the front of our card here, or the outside parts. Then we are going to take these 8 pieces of DSP. I love these little tiny flowers. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. Because blue is my favorite color, I think. And we're going to put these on top of the white. There, now we have all 8 of those pieces. So now we are going to take our tower back, and this is the part where grid paper is really going to be important, I think. So if you have grid paper or a mat, something like that, and you want to line up, just make sure it's square. It doesn't matter along which lines, but we're going to take and start attaching these pieces. So we're going to start at the bottom. I'm just going to put a little adhesive here, or glue, if I can get it to come out. I'm running out, so I hope I have some in my order. And we're going to take this and line it up at the top, and then on either side, I'm going to line it up with this line here and this line here. And so that's, let's see, actually, I am going to scooch it over a little bit in between the lines, because this is 2.5 squares, and I want this to be 2.5 squares on this side. So we're going to take that and we're just putting it on the one side. Now we're going to go down to the bottom and do the same thing. Put some here. And we're going to put it on the opposite side and line it up to 2.5 squares and 2.5 squares here, and line it up on the bottom. Then we're going to take 2 more and kind of just eyeball where they should be. So I think right there. So this one was glued here, so this one will get glued over here. All that back. So I'm going to put it right along here and line them up. Kind of space them out in between and line them up side to side, so these are all along the same line here. And then this one will get glued right here. Now this is the part where I kind of went off grid and did my own thing. The lady I watched, and I'll put her name on there on the blog. I didn't write her name down, but she just did this part here. And I thought, I wonder if you can flip it over and do a 4-sided one. So I tried it and it worked. So I'm going to flip it over, and this is glued over here, so I'm going to do the same pattern of gluing on this side. And now we're just going to use these pieces here that we've already glued down as guides and line them up and glue them down. So we can go right here, and you could use tear and tape for this too. You just want a really nice strong adhesive, and you probably don't have to do this. You could just put the strips on the back and let it go at that. I really liked the 4-sided look to it though, so that you could have greetings on each side. So, and there it is. I know it's a lot of cutting and pasting, but there is our finished tower. See, there's the DSP and the panels along on the tower side and on the back, so it really looks a lot more finished. Now I'm going to take this 4x4 piece of cardstock, and I'm going to stamp some daisies in balmy blue. Just gonna, and I think if I remember right, I'm going to bring my punch out here. If you punch them so that some of the petals are, there's one set that's actually vertical, it's much easier to punch out. So if you do them kind of at an angle, say like this, they won't, well, like that, I guess, they won't be as easy to punch out. So we're just going to take this and punch these out. And line it up here. Whoop. And I locked it. I find it easier to do it this way with my hands. They're not as strong, so if I can lay it on a flat surface and punch, it works really well for me. And I love this daisy punch. They also have the larger daisy in this too, which would be really pretty. They had another, let's see, Daisy Delight, was it? A couple years ago that this daisy initially came out with, the larger one. But this size one, and it had 4 different patterns. But I really like this stamp set. So now we're going to bring this back in. And I'm going to attach, I think, a couple of these daisies. I'm not sure how many I should have. Maybe I should have a couple of the larger ones too. Just going to glue these together. I'm going to bring my paper piercing mat in. And actually I'm just going to use my favorite tool. It's discontinued. But I'm going to put a dot of glue, and I could use a glue dot here too, that would work. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue here in the center and angle these so they alternate. Then I'm going to take this and just press down gently in the middle, and that kind of gives it a 3D effect. So I'm going to get my glue dots out here. And put that on there. And I might just make a couple more of these daisies and fill up the card with them. I think I am. I make sure it's up. I've got to move this one down so that it'll actually fit in the card. I don't want to be beyond the borders here. And get 3 more glue dots. And I'm going to put these on this side, I think. There. I think I like that. I think it's so sweet. And then we are going to take a couple of the sentiments from here. And I'm going to use best moments in my life happen with you, and it's your time to shine. And I'm just going to take some scrap pieces of white cardstock that I have, and my balmy blue back here. See if I can stamp this straight. Oh, I didn't. Maybe I'll line it up here and see if I can. I think my label might be on a little crooked. And see if it'll fit in here. Oh, could use this one. It might be a little wide. I think that'll be good. So I'm just going to take a little glue, put it down the middle. And maybe I will put it on this one here that sticks out. There, I like that. And then this side will get this message, and I'm just going to hand cut a banner here. So I'm just going to cut the end off there. So it's about equal on both sides. And then what I like to do is just cut down the center and then angle it in from the corners. It gives you a little nice little banner cut. So the same thing on this end. I'm only going in about 1/8 of an inch, and this piece of scrap cardstock is about 1/2 an inch wide. So, and we're going to here right in the middle, and just cut this again like this, using the previous one as a guide. There. I think I need a little bit more glue there. And I have a little bit of glue on the front. So it's kind of grayed out, but I have my glue erasers that I use for that stuff. I'll take that glue right off, and you'll never know. So we're going to just take some more glue and put it on the back. I guess I better get some more glue soon. And we're just going to put this right back where it was. And it just sets it off a little bit. So there is that tower card, and it'll fit in an A2 envelope. Let's see. My flowers are they'll be fine. I like that. So then if you got it in your house, and you can see, I could put 2 more sentiments on this side, and let's see, I've got some on this side, and I could put some more on this one and this one. So that way when it's sitting like this, you can see something from every side. So I decided actually to embellish this a little bit, and I used some elegant faceted gems. I used the white ones. I think they're so pretty. I love all of these. And I put some on the center of each of the daisies just to step it up a little bit and give it a little bit of bling. I like a little bit of bling. Anyway, so there's our card, and I'm going to have to put some more glue on this one. It's kind of twirling around. It's a tower card, and I'll put the name of the lady who inspired this. Actually, Karen Titus, when I saw hers the other day, was a jumping off point for me, and this is my first attempt at that. And I wanted something that would fit in an A2 envelope, and then I tried to adapt, change the dimensions, but I ended up with the same thing, a 5.5 by 5.5 inch card. So they need to go on a bigger envelope. And then the lady that I saw last night from the Netherlands, I liked hers because it's basically the same basic idea. I'm just able to put it in an A2 envelope, and I like to be able to do that. You can create your own envelopes if you want, or buy some extra larger ones for these. But I like to have my projects be able to fit in the envelopes that we can order from our store. So here are the two that I made. I'll have all the step-by-step instructions on my blog, cottageLaneStamper.com. And there's a link to my store there. There'll be pictures of all of the supplies that I used, and there'll be a PDF download that you can purchase for a nominal fee, and it'll have step-by-step instructions for all this too. So it's all located at the same website, and there'll be links on my blog post for that. So thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Take care, and may God bless you. Bye.